So let us discuss the questions that arise from mechanical properties of fluid as we discussed earlier. So there are three basic concepts that most of the questions will come. The first one is Archimedes principle, and next equation of continuity, as well as Bernoulli's theorem. So coming to Archimedes principle. What is Archimedes principle? So let us read the statement first. An object completely or partially submerged in a fluid experiences an upward buoyant force equal in magnitude to the weight of the fluid displaced. Means when you place an object inside the water or inside the fluid, what happens? It experiences an upward buoyant force. How much is? Which is equal to the weight of the fluid displaced. So for example, to understand this concept, let us take a beaker and inside filled with a fluid. If you place an object, for example here you place an object, it is not completely immersed or sink. So some part of the fluid body is submerged here, right? Okay. So what it explains that according to Archimedes, when you place an object, there exists an upward buoyantic force acting upward, which is equal in magnitude to the weight of the fluid that displaces it. See here, what are the forces acting on this body in the fluid, right? Two forces. One, weight acting downwards, and buoyantic force acting upwards. So the net force acting on the body is weight of the body minus buoyantic force. Okay. What is buoyantic force? Fb is equals to pressure difference into area, right? What is pressure difference? P minus PA is equals to what? Rho GH. So rho GHA, right? H into A. H is height of the fluid, object, depth of the object that is immersed in the fluid. So into area of cross section of the body which is immersed, not complete body. Here most of the students will make a mistake on this point. We should consider area of cross section as the body how much has been submerged inside the water, not complete area of cross section or volume of the body. Okay. So h into area, length into area can be written as what? H. Rho is called density of fluid. V is called volume of submerged solid body. Ag is called acceleration due to gravity. So this volume, while calculating, you should be clear that volume is the volume of amount of volume that has been submerged inside. Okay, right. Now, so what we can say that is, if F net is positive, means the net force is positive, means what? The weight of the body is greater than buoyantic force, right? If F net is, net force on the body is positive, it means the body will sinks. So if the body weight of the body is more than buoyantic force, the body sinks into the liquid or beaker, right? Next, for example, if F net is negative, means the buoyantic force is greater than weight of the body, what happens? The body will rises, right? Rises upwards and floats on the surface. Rises, right? If F net is 0, means the upward force and downward force, means weight of the body and buoyantic force is equal, then the body just floats on the surface. So this principle is used in making boats, ships, right? So what is the principle that we use in making of ships? The weight of the body should be, means they have to make in such a way that the boat or ship should float on the surface. So they use Archimedes principle. Okay. So the question based on Archimedes principle is a piece of ice having a stone frozen in it melts in a glass vessel filled with water. So there is a piece of ice having a stone frozen in it melts in a glass vessel filled with water. How will the level of water changes in the vessel? So when you take a vessel, glass vessel, in this a fluid is present and the ice stone is floating on the surface. Now what the question is, what happens to the water level in the vessel? So initially when the stone is floating, what happens? The water level rises, displaces, because by using Archimedes principle the water level rises because of the buoyantic force acting upwards, right? So when it melts, when this ice melts, what happens? Initially the ice comprises of some gas that has been present inside the ice cube. When it melts, the gas escapes. So what happens? The volume of the ice decreases and the water level initially rises. When it melts and combined with water, the water level will drop. So everyone will thought that the water level remains same, but here the water level will drop. Okay, this is the basic theory question. Next one is very important question based on Archimedes principle. Let's see what the question. Next question, see, a cubical block of wood of side 10 centimeters floats at the interface between oil and water with its lowest surface 2 centimeters below the interface. If the heights of the oil and water columns are of 10 centimeters each and density of oil is 0.8 gram per cubic centimeter, find the mass of the block. So there is a cubical block of side 10 centimeters. Okay, floats at the interface between oil and water. Right? See, there are two interfaces. One is, so this is oil, this is water, both are 10 centimeters each, and the size of the block is also 10 centimeters. What they said that with its lowest surface 2 centimeters below the interface. So below this interface means 2 centimeters of the wood surface lies inside the water and 8 centimeters of the surface lies inside oil, right? So they given density of oil as 0.8 gram per cubic centimeter, and as you know very well about water, that is 1 gram per cubic centimeter. Now we should calculate what? Mass of the block. As you know very well, how many forces are acting? Two forces, that is weight acting downwards, W, and buoyantic force acting upwards. It is floating, so equal, right? Fg is weight is equals to buoyantic force. What is the weight here? mg. Buoyantic force, here not one single interface present. Here there are two interfaces, so the buoyantic force is because of two interfaces. What we can say that rho Vg, right? So I can write as rho Gh into A plus means rho 1 Gh1 into area, rho 2 Gh2 into area, right? Because the buoyantic force formula is rho Vg or rho Gh into A. Volume is equals to area into height. Okay, mg. Here, what is the common? Rho 1. Let us take about water. Water rho 1. G we can take common. How much present here? 2 centimeters. Area also take on common. Plus rho 2 oil 0.8 into 8 into G into area of cross section. They said that side is 10 centimeters. Area is equals to side into side 100 centimeter per side. Because all we have taken is CG cents. G is common. So cancel, right? Mass of the block M is equals to 1 into 2 is 2 plus 0. Into 8. 8 into 8 6.4, right? Into 100. 2 plus 6.4 8.4 into 100. That is equals to what? 840 grams. So the mass of the block is 840 grams. So this is the way to calculate the mass of the block by using Archimedes principle. So basic idea is what? Two forces are acting on object which is floating on surface. If the net force is positive, it will rise. The body will rise. If the net force is negative, the body will. So if the net force is positive, weight is more, right? So it will sink into the fluid. If the net force is negative, the body will rise. The net force is 0, the body will floats. We use the concept here what? The body will floats. So weight is balanced by benthic force. Mg is equals to, there are two interfaces are present. So we have considered the two interfaces, one as oil and one as water. So by using this method we can solve the mass of the block, right? Okay, so next we go for equation of continuity, right? Okay. Next concept is equation of continuity. What is equation of continuity? In a steady flow, the amount of liquid entering a section is same as that leaving another section in a given time. So whatever the fluid that is entering in one section will be same as leaving from another section irrespective of its area of cross section. So the best way to explain this is by taking an example, right? See, it has two areas of cross section. The area of this cross section is A2. The liquid entering per unit time is with velocity V2 and it is leaving from this small area of cross section A1 and the velocity of this point is what? V1. Let us assume that the mass entering per unit time in a time interval delta t, here m1, mass entering per unit time and leaving per time will remain same, right? So what is mass flow rate? Mass flow rate we consider as mass of the liquid per entering per unit time. What is mass of liquid entering per unit time? Here mass density, right? Density into volume. What you can write here? Rho 1 into V1 into A1, right? So how we get this formula, right? Mass is equals to density into volume. What is volume? Area into length. Rho into area into velocity, right? V1 into delta t by delta t. Delta t cancel. So we get here. What about here? This is m1. Leaving substance m2 by delta 2 is equals to what? Rho 2 A2 V2. So here we said that same liquid is flowing. What happens now? Rho 1 A1 V1 is equals to rho 2 A2 V2. Rho 1 rho 2 is cancelled. Why? Because the same fluid entering and leaving the section, right? So density remains same. We get cancelled. What you get finally? This you know very well. For all, equation of continuity is equals to what? A1 V1 is equals to A2 into V2. Here A is area of cross section, V is velocity. So based on this one, we have two questions out there which are very important models for exam point of view, that I will discuss these two questions. See students, water flows at a rate of 5 meter per second through a pipe of radius 1 centimeter. Okay, so water is flowing at a rate of 5 meter per second through a pipe of radius 1 centimeter and emerges from a nozzle of radius 0.5 centimeters. If the nozzle is directed vertically upwards, water rises to a maximum height of. So let us take the situation as a diagram, right? Water is flowing through a pipe. Okay, what is the radius of this one? R1 is equals to 1 centimeter. With what velocity it is entering? V1 is equals to 5 meter per second. Now this pipe is placed, this nozzle vertically placed upwards, right? Then this is R2, 0.5 centimeter, nothing but half centimeter. We should calculate velocity as well as what height it will rises. Okay, let's see how to calculate this one. As we know what, we can apply equation of continuity because we should calculate what velocity, right? So what is equation of continuity? A1 V1 is equals to A2 V2. What is area? Pi R1 square into V1 is equals to pi R2 square into V2. Pi cancel. What is R1? 1 centimeter means what? 10 raised to minus 4. Velocity is 5. R2 1 by 2 whole square, 1 by 4 centimeter na, 10 raised to minus 4 into V2. Minus 4 get cancel. If you send V5 4 there, what you get? V2 5 into 4, 20 meter per second. Answer is not that one. What does the water rises to a height? What velocity it won't come out? It doesn't ask that. With what velocity it will come out? Okay. If you know the velocity from kinematics or motion in a straight line, the height of the object it will raises is h is equals to u square by 2z. With what velocity it is coming, that is considered as velocity here, right? So what is velocity here? We got 20. So 20 square means what? 20 into 20 by g considered as 10. So what happens? 2 into 10. 2 into 10, 20, 20. So the height to water will rises is 20 meters. So this is the way to calculate, to apply equation of continuity. Let us do one more problem based on this one. You get more clarity, right? Yes. So next question based on equation of continuity. What is that? Water is flowing continuously from a tap having an internal diameter 8 into 10 raised to minus 3 meters. The water velocity as it leaves the tap is 0.4 meter per second. The diameter of the water stream at a distance of 0.2 meters. So, as you know, from a tap, the water is flowing. So, what is the radius of the tap here? R1 or the diameter, okay? Diameter, they given 8 into 10 raised to minus 3 meters. With what velocity the water is flowing at the tap? 0.4 meters. Now the water is flowing from this tap to a height of 0.2 meters. What is the diameter? Okay. So first let us calculate what is the velocity of the stream at this point by using equation of kinematics, right? What is the velocity of the body freely falling? V2 is equals to root of 2gh. So velocity of the stream at this point. We should calculate diameter as well as we should calculate velocity. Both two are unknowns. First we should calculate velocity, right? Velocity of the body freely falling under gravity. V2 is equals to what? Root into 2gh. What is g? 10. Height 0.2. So 2 into 10, 20. 20 into 0.2, 4. So root 4. So the velocity of the stream at a distance of 0.2 meters from the tap is what? 2 meter per second. So now we got velocity. We can apply equation of continuity. What that? A1 V1 is equals to A2 V2. What is A1? Pi R1 square. We know R1 is equals to R is what is the relation? 2D. Is it right? D is equals to R by 2. So R is equals to what? 2D. So what you can write here? 4d1 square into v1 pi into 4d2 square into v2. Pi cancel. 4 also cancel. What is d1? 8 square 64 into 10 raised to minus 6. What is the velocity? 0.4. d2 square we should calculate into v2, 2, right? So send here d2 square is equals to 64 by 2 is 32 into 0.4 into 10 raised to minus 6. 2 4s are 8, 3 4s are 12. So 12.8 into 10 raised to minus 6. So D2 is equals to 3.6 into 10 raised to minus 3 meters. So that is the diameter of the water stream at a distance of 0.2 meters. This we can calculate by using equation of continuity. Thank you, students.